Well, we are kicking up the spice here in our studio kitchen, getting you ready for PepperFest 25, a popular event in downtown Bristol. It's coming up this Saturday. Here with more on the event and, of course, the star of the show, all the peppers. We have Wes Walker, one of the organizers, along with Fred Sexton with the Bristol Artisan Company. It is great to have both of you with us.
Thank you.
And I love this kitchen demonstration that we're doing here. You guys get an A+ for all of the atmosphere that you've created here in the kitchen. So thank you. So let's talk a little bit about PepperFest. It's been going for a few years now, very popular.
Right, 7th year. We're now down at the downtown center, also the Bristol's Farmers Market, and so we're getting bigger every year. The locals, people have actually coming in from Chattanooga, so it's gaining popularity even outside the region, but we still bring live music, hot pepper vendors, as you can see here in front of us.
Love it.
We have eating contest. The DAV Chapter 39 has a cornhole tournament, and they're raising money for their organization. And so it's just a whole day of just getting downtown, getting out underneath the nice cooler weather,
yes,
and really just embracing the spicy side of life.
Yeah, the weather is cooling off, so it's time to heat it back up with a little PepperFest. I love that. And we've got Fred over here. You were telling me you have really, roasting peppers has kind of become a hobby. You've been doing a lot of traveling to New Mexico.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time in New Mexico, and one of the things about New Mexico is the green chili. They call it hatch green chili. It's grown down south in the Hatch Valley. And you can't get anything to eat in New Mexico that doesn't revolve around green chili. So I started a couple years ago as a hobby, just growing these things. And these are some of the chilies I've grown. They have wonderful flavor.
Oh.
Now, I can't call this a Hatch green chili because it wasn't grown in Hatch. This is a Bristol green chili right here.
He's starting his own thing.
But it literally came, it's the same pod. The seeds came from the Chili Pepper Institute and at New Mexico State University. So it's the same thing, but you know, this is what I like to do. And we're really fortunate for the PepperFest. I've got a lot of relationships in New Mexico. There's a company called the Hatch Chili Store, and they're sending, now get this, 100 pounds of fresh green chili. They're literally going to pick it this morning and overnight it to me.
What is that? You're just a big old box? You're just gonna...
It'll be a bunch of boxes. And I'll have the roaster set up. So yeah, the Hatch Chili Store. And then my friend Anna owns a company called Taste New Mexico, and she sent us a bunch of her canned goods, canned chili, sauces and salsas. So we got that, and the Chili Pepper Institute at New Mexico State University is providing us some collateral that we can hand out to you know, share the message about chili and peppers, and hopefully we can get some of our local growers involved with the Chili Pepper Institute with some of their outreach stuff.
That is amazing.
Yep.
And you're going to be roasting or talking about and telling people a little bit about the process.
I've got 100 pounds I've got to get rid of.
He's got to do something with them.
So come out and get some green chili and take it home. Most people around here haven't heard about Hatch green chili, but everybody's watching YouTube travel vlogs now, and they're seeing people go to Santa Fe and Albuquerque, and they're hearing about it, getting a little bit curious. So I'm trying to bring it here and expose our folks here. And
you sent us some video just to kind of show us. I said, are you gonna? It looks like we're playing bingo here, but we are roasting some peppers. So tell me a little bit about kind of what we're seeing here.
Those are some of the chilies that I grew in my garden. It's in the back, and I'm loading up the roaster and putting some fire on it, and we're just going to roast it. Now, you can do this on a grill or in an oven with a broiler. This is a little more efficient. This is the way that you can do a whole bunch of chili at one time.
How long does it take?
About 3-4 minutes, and then you have to peel the skin off of these things. Once see they're blistered,
love that blistered.
And then you peel that skin off, and then you're just left with something pretty doggone wonderful.
All right, we're going to turn our attention back over to Wes, because you've been making something pretty darn wonderful. Everybody comes in the kitchen. You said it's lunchtime.
Absolutely. And so going off what Fred said, Hatch chilies aren't really well known here. And I think it's just because we're so far from New Mexico that everybody buys them up before they get here. But we wanted to really just encourage folks to go and use Hatch chilies in their recipes. This isn't a whole new thing where you have to get a Tex-Mex cookbook. Everything I have here today is really Appalachia staple.
It is.
I've got pulled pork here, and that doesn't have any Hatch chilies in it, but with the sliders, you get to determine how much heat or flavor you want just by putting a slip of Hatch chili on top of it. And so, and Hatch chilies will brighten up a burger, a cheeseburger, hot dogs, whatever you want. You can use it kind of like just a topping, and you really don't have to incorporate it. Over here is a slaw, and so this one does have, this is a Southwest slaw. So normal slaw recipe, the only difference is the dressing's a little bit more Southwestern, but it has some corns and has some Hatch chilies in it. Again, diced Hatch chilies, but not so much. So if the folks in your house aren't really into a lot of heat, you can dial it back, but you still get that chili flavor. A staple across the country, mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese, look at this.
You really can't beat mac and cheese any time of year. This one, again, incorporated some diced Hatch chilies. You'll get the flavor. It'll bring just a little bit of warmth to the back of your throat on here. If you like it really hot, put more. If you don't, dial it back some. But we're just encouraging folks to really explore their existing recipes that maybe have been passed down from your Mima or whatever, and put some Hatch chilies in it just to go and tweak it a little bit and give you that Southwestern flair.
And what is the heat intensity when it comes to the Hatch chili?
Different levels. There's different varieties. This is a variety called a Big Jim, and it's kind of a medium. I have some varieties called Sandia, and they have a little more heat. A lot of it is determined by the weather. Like this first harvest out of New Mexico, they had a lot of rain, and they're not going to be as hot. Now, if we were pulling from the second harvest in September, October, they'd have more heat. So the environment plays a lot in, you know, just how much these things develop the heat.
Interesting. I am learning so much, and of course you're going to learn a lot of this. We're going to be talking about other peppers and meeting local farmers as well at the festival.
Absolutely. And the other thing that there's a food chemistry aspect of it here too. What makes the pepper hot is what's called a capsaicin oil. And so it is hydrophobic, doesn't like water, but lipophilic, loves fat. So if you go and put these like this, there's no fat in the slaw. So this is going to be the full heat of the chili that you put in here. Mac and cheese, a lot of cheese in there, a lot of fat. So even if you put peppers in there, it's going to dial it back some. That's why people will go and drink milk after they have a pepper, because it's that milk fat that kind of sequesters the oil. And so you can actually, depending on what recipe you have, you can either increase the level of heat or flavor, or you can decrease it.
Nice. Now, did you bring milk today?
I did not. You
because
got
I
this.
see you brought all.
You got this.
Oh, lovely. I can't wait. We're going to be talking about other varieties of peppers. We're going to meet a pepper farmer coming up here in just a little bit, and we're going to do some sampling. So lots of fun. And Fred, thanks so much for joining us, telling us a little bit about what you're bringing to the festival. We're going to give everybody the information. It is coming up Saturday afternoon from 2 until 7, as he said, right there in the downtown center in Bristol. We're going to be talking more about the event coming up a little later in the show.